Shanghai, 1946. The war is officially over, but peace is still unrealistic. And inside the grounds of Shanghai's former racecourse, a temporary wooden gallows has been erected, stark and unmistakable against the morning sky. Allied officers gather in silence. A small crowd watches from behind barriers. Cameras are set in place. 3 Japanese soldiers are led forward. Masadica Kavaraji, Kiomi Kawawaii, and Yasaburro Shurikawa. All 3 served in the Imperial Japanese Army in China. Within minutes they will be dead. In April 1942, the United States carried out its first direct strike on the Japanese home islands. The operation became known as the Doolittle Raid. 16 B-25 bombers lifted off from the aircraft carrier USS Hornet, flying hundreds of miles toward Tokyo and other industrial targets. The mission was not designed to cause massive destruction. Its true purpose was psychological. After Pearl Harbor, America needed to prove that Japan was not untouchable. The raid succeeded in that goal. Bombs fell on Tokyo, Yokohama, Kobe, and Nagoya. Factories were damaged. Fires broke out. But more important was the message: the war had reached Japan's doorstep. After completing their attacks, most of the American crews flew on toward China, where friendly forces were expected to help them escape. Many did. But 8 airmen were not so fortunate. Near the city of Hanka, they were captured by Japanese troops. What followed was not treatment as prisoners of war. Instead, the men were accused of bombing civilians and brought before a Japanese military tribunal. There were no defense lawyers. No meaningful evidence presented on their behalf. No chance of appeal. It was a sham process, later remembered as a kangaroo court. 3 of the captured airmen were sentenced to death and executed by firing squad. The remaining 5 were sent to prison under brutal conditions. One of them died in captivity before the war ended. Their deaths were largely unknown outside Asia at the time, buried beneath the scale of global conflict. But they would not be forgotten. When Japan surrendered in August 1945, Allied authorities began a massive effort to investigate war crimes committed across the Pacific. From China to the Philippines, from Burma to the islands of the Pacific, evidence was collected. Survivors were interviewed. Documents were seized. Witnesses came forward. In Shanghai, American prosecutors working under General Douglas MacArthur's legal command began assembling one of the earliest Allied war crimes cases. They focused on the fate of the captured Doolittle Airmen. The investigation traced responsibility to units of the Kempeitai, Japan's military police, who had overseen the detention and execution of Allied prisoners. Orders had flowed down from senior officers, but it was individual men who carried them out. In February 1946, a military tribunal opened in Shanghai. The defendants included Major General Masadica Kavaraji, Chief of Staff of the Japanese 34th Army, along with Sergeant Major Kiomi Kawawaii and Corporal Yasaburro Shurikawa, both members of the Kempeitai. Over several weeks, the court heard testimony from witnesses and reviewed military records. Survivors described the treatment of prisoners. Investigators presented written orders and operational reports. Some of the accused gave statements of their own. The evidence was overwhelming. The tribunal concluded that the 3 men had either ordered or directly participated in the unlawful execution of American prisoners of war. All 3 were sentenced to death by hanging. On the morning of April 22, 1946, they were transported to the former racecourse in Shanghai. They were offered the opportunity to speak final words. None did. A United States Army Signal Corps film crew recorded the proceedings. This is the real footage. We see your complaints about the footages not being complete, but you must understand that YouTube's policy prevents us from showing the hangings itself. We can only show it before the executions. Between 1945 and 1949, more than 2,000 war crimes trials were conducted across the Pacific region. Hundreds of Japanese officers, soldiers, and officials were executed or imprisoned for atrocities committed during the war. Each case represented a different tragedy.